As everyone knows, WrestleMania is right around the corner, and of course, a lot of people online, the internet wrestling community, kind of bashing the current lineup for the annual event, the biggest showcase of them all, if you will, for WWE. And I've seen a lot of criticism saying that there's not enough of these so-called dream matches. And while I think, and I'm not going to discredit anyone's opinion because obviously I'm sharing my opinion too, that would make me a hypocrite if I bash their opinions, but I'm going to kind of talk about the reasons why I think these dream matches are kind of a nightmare for the overall product and the end result for the WWE, because WrestleMania to me has always been kind of the season finale for WWE. It's given the fans a chance and the company a chance to kind of reset. And I know we'll see some rematches from WrestleMania at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. They'll add twists to the gimmicks and to the matches and whatnot. But, you know, this build-up with Daniel Bryan and Triple H has been going on really since, I guess, SummerSlam. So, to me, some of these matches that fans are proposing just don't make sense because you're throwing in part-timers, guys who are retired, guys who haven't wrestled in years, and you want them to be at WrestleMania. And I understand the appeal of having some of the legends, some of the guys come back for a couple of times. And I like seeing that. I don't want that to dominate WrestleMania or any pay-per-view. But one idea I do have is, why not do a Legends pay-per-view or something of the sorts where you stack all these matches up? Because WrestleMania and all the regular pay-per-views need to be, in my opinion, something that is moving us forward. 6 months down the road, a year down the road. I don't want to see a guy who's been gone for 6 or 7 years come back, have a match, and then what are we going to do? You know, we've put all this time and energy into this. Is he coming back? Is he staying? Is he going to Hollywood? Is he going to UFC? What's he doing? So, you know, the Hulk Hogan John Cena match has been one that everybody has been talking about. And I'm not going to dissect every single one of these, but there are a few that I'm going to touch on. Hogan is obviously, you know, retired. He is hurt. He's hurting. I don't know that I necessarily want to see him wrestle again. I like Hulk Hogan. I have nothing against Hulk Hogan. I like the fact that he's hosting WrestleMania. He's back home in the WWE. And I've had, you know, harsh words for him in the past at my123cents.com, but I have accepted the fact that he is back, at least in a host role. And I'm not completely ruling out the fact that he's going to be in that Andre the Giant Battle Royal, by the way. The Rock and Brock Lesnar, you know, these are two part-timers who, you know, we saw The Rock do his thing, come back a couple of times, so I think that one needs to simmer. Other matches that people have talked about, Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels coming back to wrestle Daniel Bryan, Goldberg versus Ryback, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus CM Punk. You know, again, all of these are great on paper, but I don't think it does anything for the current talent. You know, I don't think that Daniel Bryan needs to beat Shawn Michaels. It would be a hell of a match. Shawn Michaels is retired, though, and when a wrestler, I know a lot of times when a wrestler retires, they don't really retire, but I like, you know, I don't want them to feel like they have to come back for this one more match mentality, rather. The other one that people are talking about and have been for years now is Undertaker versus Sting, and I get it. It would be a great matchup. Although I do think both of these guys, you know, this 10, 15 years ago, this would have been a hell of a matchup. It would still be a good match today. But do you really want it at WrestleMania? Do you really want it to be Sting's debut with the WWE? Because let's face it, at this point right now, if this match were to happen, well, it's not going to happen because we're getting Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker. But if it were to happen, you don't want Sting's debut with the WWE to be a loss to The Undertaker. And do you really want The Undertaker's streak to be ended by a guy who is 50-plus years old? So there are things to consider and factor in there. Again, you know, I'm not saying there's not a place for legends. There's not a place for the guys who are the part-timers, if you will. But I don't think you stack an entire card. You know, Dolph Ziggler, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt. These guys deserve the lion's share of the spotlight right now because they are there day in, day out. They will be there 6 months, a year, 5 years down the road. WWE needs to build superstars and not completely rely and I don't think they do, but fans need to get this into their minds as well. The WWE doesn't need to bring back these guys. It's great for nostalgia's sake, but it's not going to boost ratings. It may be a quick little pump up, but overall, they need to develop talent, take it to the next level, and bring guys. You know, look at Daniel Bryan's ascension through the ranks, and there are a lot of guys on NXT who I really want to see on the main roster. So I think there's plenty of possibilities out there now with the network too. There's all kinds of things that they could be doing with legends and with these part-timers. They don't have to necessarily be there kind of taking the spotlight from the talent of today. So I've kind of rambled a little longer than I wanted to, but let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe, and please share this video and let your friends know about my 1, 2, 3 cents.